Milwaukee, Wisconsin, MARIAH the Scientist. This is KNO B4 U GO. Let's get into it. You guys are going to be at the new Landmark Credit Union Live on Friday, March 13th. Capacity of the venue is 4,500 attendees plus. Doors are going to open at 6:30 and show is at 8. Let's go ahead and break down showtime. IKEA is coming out at 8. 4 bats around that 8:30, 8:45 mark, and MARIAH around 9:30, 9:45ish, at the latest 10 o'clock. Those who have VIP packages, look for an email from One More Time VIP. That's going to include all of your needed details, what time you're supposed to be there, and etc., because your time will be earlier than general admission doors. Box office. It's going to open at 12 and it's going to close 30 minutes after MARIAH takes the stage. Now, this venue is a mix of general admission, meaning standing room only, and some reserved seating. Okay, let's talk about queuing up for those who have standing room only and those who might want to try to get barricade. How early can you line up? This venue does not have a certain time that you cannot come before. Some venues tell you that you can't line up no earlier than. This venue does not have that. So you can line up as early as you want. Now, what have I seen? I have seen people line up as early as that 4 o'clock, 4:30 mark. Okay, but of course, that's up to you. How early do you want to get there? Bags. Your bag size is 12 by 6 by 12. It does not have to be clear. It can be colored, just no bigger than 12 by 6 by 12. Of course, all bags are going to be searched. Bags designated for family or medical use are permitted with additional search. No spike jewelry, no spike clothing, no chains of any kind. The only time I've kind of run into an issue with chains is when I see ladies with their purses. Sometimes the straps on our purses can be made out of chains. So if you have a purse like that, I would opt for something different. I like to remind attendees, if you have mace or pepper spray on your keychain, please take it off. That can be easily forgotten. That's not going to be let in the venue, so I hate for you to get all the way to the door and then they turn you around. So take that off. IDs, you want to buy alcohol, or if you have tickets to pick up at the box office, please bring your IDs. They will have a coat check, which is going to be available through a voucher, which you purchase on Ticketmaster's website. It's going to cost $6, and what it's going to get you is one item checked. So that can either be a coat, it could be a bag, or a personal item that you can check, but you're going to only check one thing, and it's going to be located in the basement across from the men's lobby restrooms. Portable fans and portable chargers, both allowed, but I would say make sure they are small. Okay, small, very portable, pretty much fit in that bag. Put it in the bag and don't take it out until you get inside. Selfie sticks are a no. The venue is cashless. You want to buy alcohol, you want to buy merch, want to buy food, please think tap to pay or your cards. The venue is smokeless. They mentioned the use of tobacco products in any form, including smokeless tobacco, e-cigs, vaping devices, is prohibited. Guests who choose to exit the venue during an event to smoke will not be allowed to re-enter without a new unscanned ticket. Okay, so no exit and re-entry. Cameras, professional cameras and cameras with detachable lenses are prohibited. No personal video cameras, no GoPros, no drones. Okay, so basically point and shoot, disposable, and the cameras on your phone. Also get questions about DJI cameras. I'm going to say no to a DJI camera because they mentioned no GoPros. Keep it simple. Outside food, none. No water bottles either. Nothing is allowed in from the outside. Umbrellas are not allowed. Posters, they are not specifically addressed on their prohibited list, but I would say if you want to bring one, because I know that she's been having people bring flowers and posters, I would say go with something no bigger than 8.5 by 11. Anybody with ADA needs, they have a dedicated accessibility coordinator who can be contacted with any questions. I'll put the phone number on the screen. The ADA reserve section in the general admission area is housed right side of the pit, and it's raised up a level and partition off. Okay, from this level, seated guests have a full view of the stage over the heads of standing guests. To reserve accessible seats in this section, you have to purchase your general admission ticket, and then you're supposed to email, and I'm going to put the email on the screen as well, tombragg@livenation.com. So if you have purchased and have not taken care of that email portion, it's not too late, and you still got time, please email that email. They do want to make attendees aware that have these type of seats, that these are reserved seats and are only held for 30 minutes after the event starts. Okay, so that's from 8 o'clock on. So you got to 8:30 to get to these seats if you have reserved this type of seat. After that, it's going to be on a first come, first serve basis. So keep that in mind. ADA drop-off is at the main entrance to the venue. They mentioned there is an elevator to the second and third floor. There is limited electrical connectivity in the venue. So if you have like a wheelchair or mobility device that's going to need some type of power, they want you to please submit a request or call that number that I had up earlier and let them know. If you have to bring medication into the venue, they require that all medication be in its original container with a name that is verifiable with a photo ID. They want you to bring only what you need for the show. Don't bring your whole bag of medicine to the show. Okay, because they can't store any type of medication and they just want things to just be easy. Over-the-counter medication must be in its original packaging as well. Parking is going to be available through Ticketmaster, You could also go to the venue's website if you'd like, Landmark Credit Union Live, and use their website, as it's going to bring you right back to Ticketmaster. So I'm going to show you how on Ticketmaster. If you put Mariah the Scientist in the search bar, of course, and bring up her list of shows, this list will come up. And what you want to do is select your show, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. But what you want to select is the I next to the M by 8 o'clock p.m. Next to the time for the show, there's a letter I. You want to press on it, and it will bring up this page. And it will show you your add-ons, okay? And if we scroll up, we'll see parking. We'll click on parking. And it will then take us to available parking lots that are available. So as you see, there are two here, the Highland parking and the 5th Street parking. They are both $40. The 5th Street parking structure is a 6-minute walk, and they mentioned that it can only be accessed from McKinley Avenue. Okay, so please keep that in mind if you are going to use the 5th Street parking. And then you have the Highland parking structure, which is a 3-minute walk. So those are your two options. I don't know if it'll let me zoom in on this map any bigger, but there's Highland parking garage, which you can obviously see is very close to the venue. And then you have your 5th Street parking. Okay, so that is how you access your parking. As you can see, it says for 5th Street parking garage, the structure can only be accessed from McKinley Avenue. So please keep that in mind if you choose that parking garage. Spot Hero also is another option outside of Ticketmaster. If you put in Mariah the Scientist, you'll see under performers, her name. We'll pick her, and then it will bring up her shows. And you want to pick up the Milwaukee selection, and from there, it will spit out what is available. And as you can see, the Highland is here, but it's $10 more, of course. So, but then there are some that are cheaper. So what you want to do is just look at the distance that it is from that lot or garage to the venue. And then also you want to look at the time that your reservation is for. So I'll pick the best value one, the second one, clicking it, and it'll show you that your reservation is going to start at 5 p.m. and it's going to end at 1 o'clock in the morning. It tells you that it's a 7-minute walk. And they say that they have in and out privileges that are allowed as well. And it costs $15. So I would just suggest that whichever reservation you pick, whether you go through Ticketmaster, Ticketmaster is going to allow you all day to allow you to enter at any time that you want to, pretty much, because those are 24-hour garages. But for Spot Hero, please look at what time your reservation is for, because a lot of times they do have restricted times, and not all of them are going to be the same across the board. Rideshare. There is no specific spot for rideshare. It's not like they have this geofencing going on like a lot of arenas do. So what I would do is give you two suggestions. One, if you're going to do rideshare, book it ahead of time. Book it at least the day before, because it's going to save you some money than you would be spending if you book it the day of or the night when it comes time to pick you up after the show. And then two, if you want to make it easier on yourself, if there's really a crowd and everybody tends to be using rideshare, what I would do is pick a spot away from the venue. I'm willing to walk a couple of blocks away, pick a Starbucks, a restaurant, a gas station, whatever, to use as my pickup location, because it just gets the Uber driver away from the congestion and he's able to find you better and quicker. Weather for the evening, 27 degrees and partly cloudy skies. So not a bad night for a show. Milwaukee. That is your KNO B4 U GO. This is basically a sold out show. The amount of tickets that are left are really not worth talking about. If you're thinking about going, I would say get your ticket because the show is phenomenal, but there's not a lot of tickets left. So basically sold out show, which means there's going to be crowds, there's going to be backlog. Your show is on a Friday. That is the end of the week. There might be a little bit of work traffic as well as the traffic getting to the show. So keep that in mind. Parking tickets, buy them, get them done, squared away ahead of time, so that, you have that done and ready. You can have them downloaded and ready to show the parking attendant, or if you need to scan it to get into your respective parking lots, parking garages. The same with your tickets for your show. Have them downloaded as well, ready to show, because it's just going to help to move things along quickly. Patience. Let's talk about patience for a split second, because I always include patience, because I feel like for any show, it is needed, because we're dealing with crowds, of course, and you know what that generates. But I think if we all start to have a little bit more patience, maybe that'll help with some of these fights that are happening at these shows. Y'all know Mariah don't like them fights. We done seen her cuss somebody out about them fights before, okay? So let's try to exercise some patience. We all know that we are in a standing room venue. The people who have purchased tickets for GA know what that means. You're going to be standing, and you're going to be standing in close quarters, okay? Close quarters. And everybody can't be front row. You got to get in where you fit in. And pushing past people is just not respectful. Wherever you land is where you land. And that's pretty much where you got to stand. Okay? So let's exercise some patience. Let's take some stress off Mariah's back. She was stressed with the person that passed out at the other show. We know she can't stand that fighting. Let's just make the environment pleasing for us as attendees, as well as for Mariah. Just want to throw this out there as an option as well. If you are a person that just is there to see Mariah and you don't care about seeing the other two performers, come closer to 9 o'clock. That's going to cut out more than half of your wait. Okay. You don't want to be pushed. You don't want to stand on your feet a long time. You just don't want to be bothered with the crowd. Come closer to 9 o'clock. Now, you're going to be further back, of course, in the audience, but that's just, something that we're going to have to sacrifice. So just want to throw that out there as an option. Be safe. Any questions, any comments, drop them down below. Anybody that's already been to this venue, even though this is a brand new venue, I know they just kind of had a debut opening back in February. If somebody out there is watching this and has more info than I have and can add some pointers, some tricks, some tips, please feel free to drop it down below, because I do look at those comments and I will bring them back to the masses. Other than that, y'all, enjoy the show. Bye.